Hi guys. Hello everyone. Good evening everybody. Welcome to today's Chit Chat. An amazing Chit Chat. I can't wait. We've got a lot to talk about and I've got my wonderful friend Tonnie. She's here. She's going to be talking to us as well. So I'm just going to wait. If you're joining us, please let us know on the comment section that you're joining us. And also, please share. Share the link on Facebook. Share the link on wherever you want to share. WhatsApp, wherever you want to share. But I want to really appreciate every one of you for joining us. I'm just going to wait a few minutes to let more people join. I'm going to wait a few more minutes before we start to let more people join. We are live. Share the link and let people know we are live. Okay, let's keep waiting while we share. Share on Facebook that we are live. Share that we are live. We are live. Share on Facebook, on YouTube to other people if you can share it on Instagram. Um, Also on your WhatsApp as well. Please share why we start. Yes, I've got a few people, so we're just gonna start. Yeah, welcome to today's chit chat. If you're joining us, please say something on the comment section. Let's just say hello to you on the comment section. Okay. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. Please share. Let's get as many people. This topic is super important, and it's good for you to hear from people who are on ground, basically. Share. So, if this is your first time, my name is Precious, and today's chit chat, we're just going to be talking about um, basically why black women abroad throw their husbands out. And I've got my wonderful friend Tonnie. Tonnie based in the US and I live in the UK, and both of us have lived abroad for a very long time. We are both married, we have children, young children as well. So basically we've experienced everything. And one of the reasons why I want us to talk about Precious DP is here. Oh, thank you for joining from thank, all the way from UAR. I meant to say Nigeria. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh my God. All the way from here. You guys are so funny, honestly. Anyway, it's all part of the chit chat. It's a chit chat. So let's make it as fun as possible. Yeah, so today's topic, like I said, we're both talking from experience, talking from experience of other people because we live abroad, we currently live abroad. We've lived in Nigeria and we are living abroad. And one of the reasons why I decided for us to talk about this is because I've seen a lot of people talk about this, and because there was a viral video. If you haven't seen the video, please, and you want to see the video, message me privately and I will send the link to you. There was a video that went viral of a lady who basically called the police on her husband, and her husband was sent out of the house. So I saw people talking about it, and the people they were talking about it, not to disrespect them, they live in Nigeria. And there were a lot of things that they said that I was like, it's not like that. Sis, it's not like that. You don't understand. So I just thought, you know what, let's just talk about it and explain to you guys from our experience what's going on, why women do that, and all of that. So that's why I brought Tonnie with me. Please, if you're here, please, let us know on the comment section. And there is a link that has been pinned on the comment section as well. If you want to call in, indicate that you want to call in, and I will ask you to call in. All you need to do is just to press that link, and you will join us straight away. Tonnie, do you want to introduce yourself specially?
Um, It's nice to be here. I'm really humbled to be on the Precious Derrick show. Precious has been an amazing friend way back from secondary school, actually, and we've been in touch. So, like she says, I stay in the US, she stays in the UK. We are moms. We've been living here for quite some time, and we've seen a lot. So we are here to like tell you guys what's up. So that's it.
Yeah, basically. So we are yes, so I've got a few people now, so we're just going to start. So a lot of people, or a lot of things have been going on online and social media. We've seen a lot of things going on where a woman basically does something to the husband, maybe throws her husband out, and sometimes in extreme cases where the husband kills the wife and all of that. I remember when I posted this particular topic, somebody was like, "Oh, he's in the US. It always happens in the US. It doesn't happen in the UK." But unfortunately, the video that I saw happened in the UK. So it's not just a US thing or a Canada thing or a different part of the world. It happens everywhere. So we want to really talk about why these things happen. What are the things that make things like this to happen or causes it to happen? So Tony is going to be talking from the US side of things. I'm going to be talking from the UK side of things, and it's going to be balanced. If you're on this show and you're expecting me to bash, slap all the women, beat them, unfortunately that's not going to happen. It's going to be a very
We're not
balanced
here to
show
bash.
whereby we're going to be, because we are both married and we respect our men, we respect men whatever however it is, and we are women,
Yeah.
so we have to balance it in such a way that we're respecting our men, and we are women as well, we respect women. So one of the things that we need to bear in mind is that when you come to abroad, basically, let me use the word abroad, when you come abroad, there are so many things that happen. You can fall under three classes of people. The first class, now when I'm talking about when you come abroad, I'm talking about the family. Okay, family coming abroad,
Yeah.
you fall under three classes of people or three group of people. The first group is the family where the husband is working and the wife is a stay-at-home woman, right? The second class is the husband is working and the woman is doing like a part-time or business or something, not full-time like the husband. And the third class is the husband is a high flyer and the wife is also a high flyer. These three group of people, if you watch anyone who lives abroad, any family who lives abroad, they fall basically under these three categories. Okay, I don't know, Tony, am I are we in sync in this
Oh, you're very right. You're on point. You're on
yeah,
point.
so we basically fall under these three categories of people, and the problems that these three categories face are all different, are all unique. So we need to bear that in mind. So if you have someone living abroad and they tell you, "Oh, I'm at home and my husband is working," that's one class. Or, "Oh, I'm at home," or I'm doing a business, or I'm doing a night shift and my husband goes out through the day, or I'm doing a weekend something and my husband does 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. That's another class. Then there's another class where they are both working 9 to 5 or the same time basically, and their children go to nursery or they've got nanny or someone who comes to look after them. So these are the three class of people that anyone you know that lives abroad is going to fall under this three category. Okay,
All under.
so now
Yeah.
the first thing which I have personally observed that makes husband and wives to have issues when they come abroad is what I call culture clash or identity crisis. Okay, I'm going to explain it, and Tony is going to say her own as well. So, when for example, we that are born in Nigeria, raised in Nigeria, our everything in Nigeria, all of a sudden we move to a different country. Okay, when we move to a different country, I live in the UK. What happens to me is that I become confused. Do I want to be British or do I want to be Nigerian? Okay. Do I want to pick up the culture of the British, or do I want to just stick to my Niger and just live my life like that? Or do I want to balance it? Now, the problem is that people tend to get confused. Okay. People don't know if
Yeah.
they want to be British or they want to be Nigerians. And where the problem starts is when, for example, the man decides to pick and choose the aspect of the British culture that favors him, and the wife decides to pick the
Mm-hmm.
part of the British culture that favors her. So a typical example would be a Nigerian man likes to be served, right? Likes to be looked after, likes to, even if we
Yes.
both go to work, come back, you will be in the living room and I will be in the kitchen making food and all of that. So that's culture as
Mm-hmm.
Nigerians. We always want that, right? But what happens is that when the family
Yeah.
moves abroad, the man would want to maintain that culture, okay, of the wife cooking,
Mm-hmm.
making food, making sure everything is fine. Then he does not want to also pick up a culture that the British people do, or pick up a culture that, okay, since you've picked Nigerian culture of we want to be the man, you don't want to do anything. The woman can say, you know what, we are in the UK now. I went to work as well, I'm not at home. If I was in Nigeria, probably I'll have has help, right? I'll probably have sister that will be in the house, or your sister will be in the house with me. So it's not balanced. Do you understand, Tony? I don't know if you get if you
Of
get.
course.
So it's not
Oh,
balanced because the
I'm in
man wants the woman to do the typical Nigerian thing, but now the typical
Nigerian style.
Nigerian thing is not what the woman is doing because she also went to work, came back, and there's no help
Yes.
in the house. Basically, it's between you and your husband. So that's not Tony, if you have something to say on this area.
Yes, yes, you're absolutely correct, Precious. This cultural difference is really a big issue when it comes to couples that have migrated from. You get to a place, you have to pick and choose what is going to balance your relationship, knowing your background. You cannot live in America and expect to do everything like a Nigerian. America is like hands on, DIY, do it yourself, no house boy, no house girl, except you are extremely or you're very very comfortable to afford one which is very expensive. So don't expect that crossing your leg on the table. Oh, um Mama John, please give me my food, and when you're done, I'm done, you're picking your teeth. You just have to be hands on and try to adapt. Pick the cultures that will improve your relationship and add value. There are bad cultures in America, there are good
Absolutely.
cultures in America. I will advise couples to pick the ones that you know that if you blend it into your relationship is going to make sense. Now let me give an example. Like the African Americans here, when they have a quarrel, it's like a common thing. When they have a quarrel and you go into the room, the woman will tell the man, you're sleeping in the couch today, you're not sleeping on the bed. But you can't try that with an African man that has two chieftaincy title. Before you know, it is your mother that will call you. Is this how I trained you? How can you send your husband to the parlor to sleep? And maybe you mixed up with the wrong set of people at first, and your friend carries it out, and you see her husband still running after her despite it, and it just goes on like that. But it does not work for you. It's not going to work for you because of the kind of society you come from. So we should look into that. Pick the positive cultures of where you migrated to and be able to balance it with what you know as a couple.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Guys, on the comment section, please leave your views. And if you disagree with I and Tony as well, please let us know as well on the comment section, because it would be nice for us to actually like share our views and everything. So another thing I want to talk about in this aspect of culture clash and identity crisis is that it doesn't just affect the husband and wife, it also affects our children. Okay,
Oh,
because
yes.
you see a typical black child would also be finding it difficult. Where am I? Who am I? am I British, or let me use British. Am I British, or am I Nigerian? My parents are Nigerians, but obviously I'm born here. I'm they don't even know if they will say, am I half British, am I half Nigerian? I don't know if you watched, there was a show recently in the UK. I don't know if you saw it, and it's called Blue Therapy. And that's a typical example of what we're talking about. The couple called Choma and Paul, both of them were in a different class, whereby Paul is black Nigerian, but he doesn't want to, I would say he doesn't want to identify himself as black. And the other girl, Choma, is Nigerian. She wants to be cooking the Nigerian food. She wants to be listening to the Afro beat. She wants to be doing the things that she needs to do that makes her Nigerian. Now, when these two people decide to meet, it becomes a problem. Like Tony said, pick the culture that works for you. Okay, pick the culture that you would want. How are you going to do it? Is by having a conversation. It's not when you move to the UK, you not say,
Conversation.
honey, sit down,
Yes.
let's have a conversation. Let's decide what culture or what culture is. That's not how it works. As time goes on, so
No.
what I'm going to be saying is that time gives you that opportunity to learn the culture, to know what's going on in that environment, in that community, in that country. Then you and your wife should be
Yeah.
able to decide what works for you. So the point I'm giving now is the fact that you
Yeah.
have to give yourselves time, okay? Because you find out when
Yes.
a husband and wife migrates to the UK, and they need time to adjust. Okay, they need time to adjust.
Yes.
Women tend to adjust very
Exactly.
fast when it comes to things like this. Women are very quick to adjust, but men, you can't tell an African man, you know what? Can you go and make breakfast, or can you go and do this, or can you go and do that? You can't say that to an African man that just moved to the UK. But as time goes on, as that African man starts mixing up with other people, he would see that, okay, you know what? As it is now, it's just I and my wife. Okay, my wife can't do everything. She can't be
Yeah.
working and looking after the kids. How can I help? Then you pick things that you can do. So you need to give yourselves time to be able to pick the cultures, and the tradition of the land. And also you need to also unlearn some cultures that you have, that you came
Yeah.
with. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot say, oh, I'm going to
Yeah.
carry all my African culture. You just better remain where you are. Don't even bother. If you say
Yes.
you want to move to the UK or Australia or Canada, US, and you don't want to change, stay where you are. Don't bother.
Of
Because there's
course.
no way you will come to Rome and you will not behave like the Romans. There's no way you will come
Yeah.
to the UK and you want to be drinking, you want to be eating amala and pounded yam ewedu morning, afternoon, and night.
Or drinking Tombo every day.
No, it ain't going to happen. So give yourselves time to be able to pick the cultures that work for you, and unlearn the cultures from where you're coming from that is not working for you, basically. So that's what I'm going to say. Guys, Tony, do you have something to say?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, coming to the side of children trying to find their identity, when I came in and I started having babies, my daughter, because I like Gary, I will swallow Gary, I will eat beans, and I give it to my children. My daughter can mold the Gary, eat okra soup. My husband told me that, see, oh, I'm not saying don't cook our food, but see, it's gonna worry when they go to school, because when they serve them food at school, it's gonna be mac and cheese, French fries, and all that. I said, okay, now when she gets there, she's going to adapt. Now she started school. When she started school, they serve them cheese in school. They give them all these their American food. She ate, but when she came home, mommy, I'm hungry. I want to eat rice. I want to eat okra soup and rice. So on my own, I started inculcating little part of the American dishes to be able to balance, like mac and cheese, French fries, burger, making it in the house, and just trying to balance the kids so they don't they don't fall away so far when they go into the society fully. So you're really making a good point, and we should actually look into it and trash away some of the African mentality that is not supporting the culture of where you are, because you've come to make a home for yourself. It's like your new home, in as much as you've had a home, so you have to adapt and mingle properly. You can't go to a board meeting and they serve you coffee and say, no, I need dry gin, one shot. No, no, work like that. You're
Tony,
abroad,
Tony,
live like it.
do you need
So
one
that's
minute to sort your girl out? It looks like she wants you. While I continue, I don't know if.
yeah. I think my husband is gonna take care of them.
Okay, that's fine. So we're just gonna read a few
1 minute,
comments.
please. Let me.
Um, let me take that. So we're just gonna read a few comments, and I'm gonna read comments from gifts. No, I start from Precious Purple. This your comment is making me laugh. Honestly, it says she's watching from UAR. Honestly, you're making me laugh so much. Um, Belema Alasha, thank you so much for joining. Queen is it Queen Essential? Um, Banigo is watching from Port Harcourt. Thank you so much for watching.
Okay.
Um, And Belema, thank you so much for watching. Alabo Food. Sorry, these names. Thank you so much for watching. Kevin
Okay.
Edo, thank you so much for
I'm back.
watching. Mamoski Long John from Mary. Oh, thank you so much for watching.
That's
Thank
my
you so.
mom.
Oh, is she? Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Ma, for watching. Thank you for watching. So I'm gonna recommend for Chihim Adekena. He said issues, marriage. Honestly, marriage. Let's not go there. And Daniel Gibbs say, I love
Let's
the
not.
statement from your guest speaker. Pick a positive culture that will. And actually, let me put it on the screen.
Okay.
So she said, I love the statement from your guest. Pick a positive culture that will enhance a healthy lifestyle. That's absolutely true, because a lot of people, when they go abroad,
Yes.
they will just be picking cultures that they can't even sustain. For example, they want to eat they want they want to eat something that they can't prepare. The thing about Oyibo food is that you prepare it every time. Oh, you're not going to
Oh
just cook
yeah.
it and go and store in the freezer. You're going to be cooking it every time. So if you want to pick that one, be ready to sustain it. And thank you so much, Daniel Gift. And
Yeah. Thank you.
Chisholm said, well, not all African men would have a challenge adjusting quickly. I think more of a question of how strongly the individual holds traditional ways of life. And this is another place, another
Oh
aspect I'm going to be talking about as
yeah.
well. As soon
Thanks,
as
Uncle Lima.
and Precious People also said that most times the issue come when couple don't take time to anticipate changes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That have to be made
Absolutely.
post migration. It's also important to agree on responsibility each other we take on
Yeah.
post migration. This is absolutely true. It's so true. And People also said,
Yes. Mhm.
man, Pepper is on fire, you know. She also
Oh
said,
yeah, that's PDP. That's my guy.
most times the issue come when couples don't take time to. I think we've read that one. He said,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." It's a guy from. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But anyway, we
Oh
are
no, no,
going.
that's our lecturer. One lecturer in school when we were in school.
So, Araxan said, to be honest with you, a lot of our brothers are looking for single mothers who are in welfare, so you can live with them for free and eat with children's benefits. So okay,
Then,
a
oh,
different
that's
side to
that's
it.
that's another part.
Yeah, that's another part. Honestly,
Yeah.
another part. So Tony, we've talked about
That's a good one.
the culture clash. We've talked about identity
Mm-hmm.
issues. We've talked. I want us to bring talk about typical examples of why a woman would actually get to that um extent of sending her husband away. I would say
Okay.
no
Mm.
responsible woman would want to send her
Yes.
husband out of the house abroad because you are the one who's going to suffer it most.
Absolutely right.
If you see a
Oh,
woman, if
yes.
you see a
Yes.
woman sending her husband out of the house with children, a woman that has children sending her husband out of the house,
True.
there
Yeah.
is something that we don't know. Because the reason is because
No. Yeah.
no woman would send her husband out of the house knowing fully well that
Mm-hmm.
those kids are going to end up with you, right? So
Yes.
basically your career is
Mm-hmm.
going to be on hold. Basically your life is just going to be all about the children because you can't even afford nursery for, let's say, two children with your pay all by yourself. You can't even afford.
Yes. Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that it's very even difficult for you to find a family where one income can actually sustain the family. I
Can
don't
cover.
know
It's
if
hard.
that works in
Very
your
hard.
own side of the country, because where I am is
Oh no.
you
No, it
need
doesn't.
two income to actually get
To
it's
be
not as,
very
yeah, to be
comfortable.
very comfortable. Okay, the sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
that is likely going to come with that top job is that your wife will not see you because you're walking around the clock.
Yes. You're right.
So it's not balanced at all. It's not balanced at all.
Mm-hmm.
Slash, we've talked about identity crisis. Oh, loud and clear. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for staying with us. I really appreciate all of you. This precious
Yeah.
purple is making me laugh. You say loud and clear from you here. You here. Okay. You're making me laugh. You're
Ah.
so funny. So the second point which we're going to address is approach to conflict resolution. Okay. So I'm going to explain what I mean by
Yeah.
approach to conflict resolution. Now, you've left Nigeria, you've left the whole shores of Nigeria, and you've moved to the UK. And when you move to the UK, obviously there are so many, you have problem. Marriage is one of those things that in fact, problem is part of marriage. You can't run away from it. Anyone who says that, oh, they don't have issues in their marriage, they're just lying, basically. So when you have problem, how do you resolve your conflict? Now bear in mind that by the time you move to the UK, your families, your friends, everyone are all in Nigeria. Usually when you have problem with your husband, you can just call and say, mommy this, daddy this, uncle this, that. But now that you've moved to the UK, you just have you and your wife. So how do you resolve conflict? How can you resolve conflict? Number one, even the way the Bible mentioned, outlined it, try to resolve it between you yourselves. Okay, try to see if you can
Between yourselves.
resolve the conflict just amongst you, just between you and your partner. See if you can resolve it. If you can't resolve it just between the both of you, that is when you now decide to look for a third party. Now this is where my point comes. The third party that you're going to be looking for, is it a third party in the UK or a third party in Nigeria? Because this is where the problem comes. It depends on the kind of problem that you have. It depends on the kind of
Ah.
issues that you have that you can resolve. For you want somebody in the UK to resolve, or you want somebody in Nigeria to resolve. Now let me explain.
Yeah.
For example, if the problem I have with my partner, or if the problem you have with your partner has to do with maybe domestic work, okay, or has to do with, let's say,
Yes.
you want your child to go to this private school with this, that reason, and your husband says no due to that because of maybe pride or ego, or your husband does not help you in the house at all with chores and all of that. If someone in the UK, you decide to report to someone in the UK, the person would automatically understand where you're coming from, right?
What you're
You
coming
understand
from.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So the person will automatically understand where you're coming from. Say, how can you not help your wife with this, that? Okay, maybe you can do it this way. If you take that same problem to somebody in Nigeria, let's say your husband's brother or your husband's sister, to say, my husband does not do the dishes, my husband does not help to do the laundry, you are in trouble, because that's not our culture.
Yes.
So you need to know
No.
the kind of problem that you're taking back home to report to your people to help you. Bear in mind that you want resolution. You don't want someone that is going to add to your problem. The another thing I personally observed moving to the UK is the fact that most people, when they move abroad, they automatically or they consciously or unconsciously cut off ties with a lot of people in Niger or a lot of people in wherever they're coming from. For
Yes.
example, they have, let's say they have in-laws that they usually talk to and all of that. All of a sudden, they don't have anybody they speak to anymore. They've cut off ties. So when there is problem that requires them going back for somebody in their country to settle for them or help them resolve,
To settle.
they don't have anybody at all. They don't have anybody to even speak to. So this is something that I've personally observed. And I think, I don't know about you, Tony, what do you think about people in the US? Because this is my
Oh
own
yeah.
friend from the UK.
Oh yes, you're absolutely right. First and foremost, I'm gonna give it that nobody can solve your problem better than two of you. And like you said, if you cannot solve the problem, you look for a third party. But now let me let you know that this third party, if you actually need to use a third party, that person should be well certified for the job, should be able to know what to do, and you at least use a neutral person that has the experience where you are. But why I say it's very, very important and I sincerely encourage you settling it by yourself is because when you go to the third party, the person will ask you, what is the problem? It's based on what you tell the person is going to use to counsel you. So you already, know your problem. And if both of you are on the same page and you really want to change, you should be able to put heads together. And what you said about telling somebody in Nigeria, it cannot just work. The person can only advise but a little bit if the person is not exposed. Let me paint a scenario here. Now, if a man files a woman to the US, now upon getting here, this guy knows that at the end of the day, you will need your wife to help you in one way or the other. Now he says, okay, focus on your school, so that at the end of the day, you get something better, not just starting from the scratch, and he stays back, supports you, gets you ready, and you've graduated, you have gotten a job. And it's that time that your father has a thatch house, you need to rebuild the house. You are there, but your father has 5 sons, and you just came in 2 years, and you will go back and tell your people, Emeka does not want me to build house for you people. He's taking money from my hand. Man, girl, have a heart. That guy has been there supporting you and encouraging you. You have to focus on your nuclear family first before you take it out to your extended family. So if you don't understand that, you shouldn't see the extended family as first anymore, since you have formed a new unit as your own family. So conflict resolution is very, very important, and use someone that knows what is actually happening. Don't go out of that circle.
Tony, I want you to talk more because it looks like I'm the one who is talking. It looks like I'm the one who is talking
no,
because they said
no,
this whole
you're the
thing.
moderator.
No, I am, but
Is
it, they said this whole thing is predominant in the US. So we that don't suffer things like that, let's just be quiet for you guys that.
now funny enough now in the US, yeah, no. Funny enough, in the US, we're like they say, land of the free. Like there are a lot of things, there are a lot of laws that contradict what they practice in Africa and what they do in Africa. Like they say, the US belongs to women, children, and the dogs. So the man doesn't have a place, but not all the time. Not all the time. Like you mentioned earlier, when a woman is sending her husband packing, before you carry out such action, sit back and do your research,
Research, yeah.
especially where children are involved.
Involved.
Sit back and do your research. because one unique thing about the United States is that each state is independent from each other. A federal government might pass a law and a state might not enact it. So you're living in one DC, and whatever they are doing in Pennsylvania is totally different. But there is some simple, similar, common things that hold everything, the states together, but just a few. So you have to research, ask yourself, am I making enough money to be able to cater for my children when I send this guy packing? Is the problem in at hand? Is this something that both of us need to sit down and we can see ourselves through? Because I tell you, no matter how peaceful a divorce is, it never leaves you the same. You can never be the same. It's not funny. Even the courts say that. So when you are in a new environment, keep your heart down as a woman or as a man. You know, relax and study the environment. Know that you are in a new place. Select the kind of friends you want to associate with. And first of all, being married, you should be able to know, like, define your marriage. Is this something you want to go for a long run? Because people come to the US for different reasons. Define it and say, is this what we want to be in? You know, there's something unique about marriage. God is the creator of marriage. He is the one that made marriage, but a lot of us ordained our marriage ourselves. So when you ordain your marriage yourself, what do you expect when God
You're
is with?
going off.
um,
Network is, why is network? Tony, are you there? It looks like it's gone off. You're glitching. Are you there, Tony? I'm not sure why Tony is glitching. But anyway, I'm going to continue why Tony sorts herself out. Um, so guys, what Tony is trying to say basically is that it's very important for you to define your marriage, because if you don't define your marriage while you're in the UK or US, somebody is going to define it for you. And you know, women, we can be very influenced by a lot of things. And this is where I'm going to go to another section, another aspect, which has to do with a man being a leader. Okay, you have to be, if, oh, let me get Tony back on.
Hello.
Sorry, you went off there. I don't know what
Oh,
happened. You went off there.
sorry. It just
um
disconnected me. I had to reconnect again.
okay, I've just added you back. So I was going to say that you mentioned something that has to do with defining your marriage. Okay, so this is where I have something to say. As a man,
Yes.
if you're coming abroad, you see that thing they say, you have to be the head of the family, you have to be a leader. You, if you don't have it, you have to go
Yes.
and learn it before you come here. Because women have power, as in the, I would say the culture has given women power, both in the UK and
Power.
in the US. So if you cannot practice, if you cannot be a leader in your home, your wife will take on that role big time, and you will not like it. So I would advise that anyone who is living abroad or who
Yes.
is coming abroad should try as much as they can to own that leadership role. And that leadership role will help you, because I was having a chat today, and I was meant to understand that men are meant to be mentoring their wives. Okay, that's why the Bible says that you're like a helpmeet. I'm not even, you're a helpmeet. Your husband is the head, while you are there to help your
Yes.
husband. So your husband is supposed to basically be your number one mentor. And that's why people say that when a woman is doing well, is a reflection of the husband. When woman is not doing well, or the children are not doing well, is a reflection of the husband. So if you're a man and you know that you don't have that leadership skill, you don't have it, you just want to be a husband just like that. You're not taking on that leadership. When it comes to making decisions, you're not there. Your wife is going to take it on full time, and you will not like it, and that can also cause conflict in the home. I don't know about that, Tony. I don't know if if you
Yes,
agree
yes,
with
yes.
me.
I agree with you. And I want to also say there are some powerful women, very, very powerful women. So if you as a man, you should be able to weigh yourself. You know, there are some things you can do better than your wife. There are some things your wife can do better than you. If you notice that in that leadership role, you are not up and doing, and your wife is at the top, humble yourself and learn. And please, the women in such role, don't take advantage of it over your husband. Be willing to learn. Is a cooperation thing. You guys have to work hand in hand. If you can't get it so well, learn from one another, because there are actually some powerful women that are very, very good. And upbringing has a lot to play about this, where the person grew up in. So studying your spouse or knowing the kind of person you got married to, if you know the family, you'll be like, okay, this is where he's lacking, this is where I need to come in, this is what I need to do. So even as a woman, when you are doing that, do it in humility and still respect your husband.
I'm going to read a few comments here. Um, um, please, if you want to call in or you want to make a contribution, there's a link that is actually pinned on the comment section of this video. If you want to contribute, please, can you click on that link, and you're going to join us and make your contribution. Very, very important. While I read a few comments, Emeka Chimzunum said, "Why Emeka Tony?" I don't understand what that means.
No, I used an example and I said Emeka, so
Oh, okay.
like,
So, and I
yeah.
know Nimola said it's not US alone. It's so popular in London too for ladies to throw their husbands out. Mhm. God help us. Precious Purple
Wow.
said, yes, so totally agree on Tondi's point on how some women don't prioritize and reciprocate after the man have suffered to invest in her career. In fact, Tondi for president. This person is a funny person. Honestly. This person is a funny
Oh
person. Um,
my God.
so I think that's then Adeze said
Yeah.
Nigerian women are copying their counterparts abroad. They have started throwing their husbands out of the house.
Oh.
Like, it's a shame that women are beginning to do that. But to be honest with you,
Yeah.
like I said, no normal human being, no brain correct woman would do
No,
that.
I'm not in support of
Yeah,
that.
we do that. Moving on to the next point. What kind of advice do they take? Okay, because this is where, in fact, any woman who decides to throw her husband out of the house did not just sit down all by herself. I don't agree to that. Did not just sit down all by herself to say, you know what, I've had enough. There is going to be likely an external factor, things that would influence her decision, maybe friends, family,
Of
and
course.
all of that. There's one thing I'm going to say. What worked for Tony may not work for me, right? One of the problems that people have is the fact that they take a solution that someone else used for their problem to
Yes.
also solve their own problem,
At
knowing
times,
that
yeah.
the both problems are different. Okay, there's no two problem that is the same. Even if a man cheats, okay, the cheating may be different. Yeah, at the end of the day, he has cheated.
Different.
The cheating might be, okay, the man went to the hotel. The other one cheating might be the man brought, so it's not the same thing. Even if he's caught cheating, it's not the same thing. So when you want to take on that, okay,
Yes.
when a man cheats, send him out of the house, you need to know what your deal breaker is as a human being, either be it the man or the woman. What is your deal breaker? Then you use that your deal breaker. That's if you're a Christian, you shouldn't even have a deal breaker, because I don't know why you should
Yes.
have a deal
Yes.
breaker. So what I'm trying to say is that, who are you getting your advice from? Who are your
From.
friends? Who are your friends? I see a lot of, I'm not trying to bash people who are divorced or people who are single, but if all your friends as a married woman are all single women, I don't know what your plan is, basically. Or if all your friends as a married man are all men that all they do is to carry women and all of that. You don't carry, but you carry women and all of that. Or you walk in such a way that you don't have time for your wife and all of that. You have to also think about it. So where do you get your advice from? Who do you
Evaluate it.
listen to? Who are your friends? both even here and in Nigeria. And the one that gets me crazy is the fact that some people are here, right? And they take advice from people in Nigeria that don't have a clue what
A
happens
clue
there.
where the airport is. They've not even gone to
They
Ghana.
don't have a clue what happens there. It's so different. Not to sound like okay, whatever, but it's not the same. My dears, it's not the
It's not.
same. My friends, it's not the same. Life in the UK and life in Nigeria is not the same in any way at all. It's not the same. So when you see women throwing men away out of the house, there is a lot to it, okay? I want
Yes.
to advise every woman who is watching, think before you do
Think.
whatever you want to do. Because
Yes.
the devil you know is better than the angel that you don't know. Tony, please say something.
You don't know. You know, the grass is always greener on the other side. Like what you said is very, very important. Who do you mingle with? Do you go to church? Are you a Christian? What are your takes on marriage? What are your takes on conflict resolution? How am I going to go about it when I have a problem? Like living in America, I have mixed with people. I have mixed with African Americans, I have mixed with white Americans, and I can be able to tell, oh, this is how this person is going to handle, or this society is going to handle this issue, or this other society is going to handle that issue. So you should be able, as an adult, knowing what you want. If you have a certain kind of friend, there are some friends you know you can't tell some things. You should be able to differentiate, have that spirit of discernment. Ask God to give you that spirit of discernment to be able to differentiate. We are not saying um as a married woman, your friends, all your friends should be married like you. Maybe you could have one or two. Some people have good wisdom and some people respect the institution you are in, but you never know it all. So you should be able to keep your private things private, and able to join heads with your husband, because both of you are in it together. We are in a society that things are working. There are resources. How are you living your life? A lot of One of these things that make them throw their husbands out, finances. How are you trying to balance your finances
It's a
is
big
a
one.
very, very crucial issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like one thing I love about the United States is that no matter what level you are on, you can survive comfortably. No matter wherever you find yourself, if you know your position, first of all, you should identify, am I a hustler? Am I middle class? Like you said at first, if you know the position you are, you know, you should be able to manage yourself. You cannot be earning $35,000 a year and you go and take Mercedes Benz as for car note. Oh. When there are auctions, when there are other avenues to get yourself a good serviceable car, but you'll be looking high, you know so you should be able to cut your coat according to your size. If your level is on thrift stores, like what they call Benda Select, if it's on thrift stores, if it's on Walmart level, package very well and look neat. Maintain your level until you see that you can step up, and both of you come together and say, okay, now we can afford a Toyota RAV4, or we can afford you know a bigger car. So you should be able to understand. If you learn to use your thinking faculty, because time is very, very essential abroad. Like when I came, and I'm like, ooh, 5 years later, it's just like 2 years past in Nigeria, because time is ticking and you can't get it back. And you need to make good use of your time. And as a believer, I always say, bring God into your relationship, pray fervently, seek good advice. God will even tell you if you need to talk to somebody with having that spirit of discernment in you. So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. Know your level. Know your level. You People are at home will see you driving a Benz. They say, I just bought new Benz, but they don't know you're paying so small. And sometimes you might not be able to sustain it. Before you know, your credit is bad. So know your level. Try not to get easily influenced. Use your head and think when you are abroad.
So Tony, can you from your, because obviously we see a lot of things in the US and all of that. Can you be able to like give us like few examples why you think, from your opinion and from your experience seeing things around, why women actually throw their husbands out of the house?
First of all, the aspect of not contributing or not doing something, I think that is one of the reasons it tops the list. And another thing is domestic violence. You cannot be beating your wife in Nigeria and expect to continue it here. And do you know that sometimes when a neighbor hears some kind of noise, you have not even called the police, so the
They
neighbor
will
will
call,
call the
they will help
police.
you.
They will just call the police, and the police will come. When the police comes and sees even children in that state, they have bought the market, and there is nothing you can do about it. Even if you don't press charges at first, it's still in the
In your
record, and they'll
record.
be looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's in your record. You know, if at all, like the part of domestic violence, steady, like beating, and you need help, you can call so that you can save your life. No marriage is worth dying for. So you can save your life. And if you are in the part of sit back and you don't want to do anything, and the pressure is on the woman, you know, try as much as possible to be adding something. Don't just stay back. And some people actually, they just do it because, oh, this person called the cops on her husband and I can't do it. The way it's going for her, it might not be the same way it is going to go for you. You come here, no mother, no father, no help. She has where to run to. You might not have it. So I think, and already the society is so tensed up. It's either you're paying this bill or you're paying that bill. It's already stressful. Nobody wants to add extra stress for themselves. So, and a lot of them are impatient. It's like, oh, you're not meeting up this, you're not meeting up that. Oh, once you hear this clap from them, you're out, just get out. you know
Wow. Honestly, guys, on the comment section, please let us know what you think. Let us know what you think, why you think women send their husbands out of the house. Let us know what you think about it. Emeka Chimzunum said something. He said women are easily influenced. The man must guard his wife's association, and must be and there must be proper communication in marriage. Absolutely. I think that was what I was trying to say about the man has to be the head of the family. I don't mean you
yeah.
have to be the ruler and the lord and personal savior of the woman. I don't mean that. I mean that the man has to be the head. By you lead by example, basically. Every woman likes a man that is a leader. Okay, if you're leading your wife in your house, your wife will not go outside and be led by somebody else. Okay, because she has that person who is leading. You cannot serve two gods. How do they say it in the Bible? You can't serve this thing, serve this person and
Yeah.
serve this person. If a man has is doing what he's supposed to do in the house, and even when he's not able to meet up, he's able to communicate it properly, like Emeka said, you're able to have that good communication in the house, then it's going to work. There's something that I've noticed that works for me, which I think maybe Tony would want to talk about it, is as soon as I came into this country, I just saw that my husband is my everything. My husband is my friend, my husband is my brother, my husband is my sister, my husband is we are basically partners. We are, what do they call it, we are team, we are a team. Okay,
You're a
so
team,
and
yeah.
when I say we are a team, we are not a team in the sense that because he's the head of the family, there are certain things that he actually cannot do, but because he's the head of the family, then he now wants to do it, knowing that I'm very good at that. No, that's not how it works. One thing that has actually
Different.
worked
Yeah.
for us, or
Mm-hmm.
that I think people might want to learn from, is the fact that that thing that I'm very good at, he leaves it for me to do. Whether it's something that requires the
Yes.
head of the family to do or requires the bottom of the family to do, he leaves it. Whatever I know that he's very good at, I leave it for him to do, because I know that that's his area of strength. And God is so amazing that
Yes.
he brings people who, your weakness will be your husband's strength, and your strength will be your husband's weakness. Do you
Husband.
understand? And by the
Yes.
time you
Yeah.
complement each other, you make a wonderful home. Okay?
Wonderful team.
You
Yeah.
make a wonderful team, a wonderful home. So the whole issue of women sending their husbands out of the house, I don't think everybody does it. No, not
No.
everyone does
No.
it. They are
No.
just the very few people, and unfortunately, it's all over the news. It comes out on the news and all of that. And one of the things that people need to bear in mind: no correct head woman would actually send her husband out of the house, because of the responsibility that comes with that. And if you're a woman watching me, you're
With that.
contemplating sending your husband out of the house, think twice. What works for me may not work for you. What works
Don't
for
work for
Tony
you.
may not work for you. You have to be very, very careful and know that every problem is unique in its way, in its own way.
Of
Find, like
course.
Tony said, find someone who is certified. Well, let's not say, yeah, certified, or someone who has the a professional to actually deal with your
Give
conflict.
provide.
Okay, don't just carry your conflict and give everybody. Let me read comment from Anu. Anu said, um for some ladies they are acting westernized. Very, very true. Any little argument, they can't withstand it and they can't be patient. Very, very true. I agree to that. I think that was the
Yes.
first thing we talked about: culture clash and identity crisis. When you move abroad, you're confused. You don't know if you're a Nigerian or if you're British. You don't know if you're going to eat hamburger or you're going to eat a wedu. You don't know if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be working full time or if you're going to be you're just confused. And what Tony said was, pick the culture, a positive culture from where you are, that would work for you. And if there are
Yes.
cultures, obviously you can't just abandon all the cultures from where you're coming from. Also pick the cultures that will work for you from where you're coming from. Add both of them together. I tell you what, I tell you something.
It
If you
it
add a
will grow.
Nigerian culture to a British culture, the good ones, and
The
blend
good
it,
ones.
oh my God,
Mm.
it's
Powerhouse.
amazing. I'm telling you the truth.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's powerful. If you carry the discipline from Nigeria and carry the confidence that children here have, put it together, your children are, I don't even know what to say. So it's basically picking cultures
Yeah. Yes.
that
They're
works
very
for
good. They
you, that
turn
is
out good.
positive, that works for you. Precious Purple said, the quality of
Mm-hmm.
the circle of influence of a couple can't be overemphasized. Really true. You can't
Yes.
expect quality advice and support if you continue to surround yourself with the wrong person. Very, very true.
Person.
It's so, so
Very
true.
true.
And there are days they
Very
said, my friend in Canada was sent out of the house by his wife. I asked him why. He said the woman said he has fallen out of love. Hey, Tony, we need to talk
true.
about this one.
No, no, no. That's what I'm saying.
We need to talk
That's
about
what I'm
this
saying.
falling out of love. We need to talk about it. In fact, I'm going to give you the chance to talk about this falling out of love. Then I will bring my
So
own point as well. You carry on,
so see
Tony.
now, like um looking at what Adeze said now. Now when we let me bring a point that just came to my mind now. When we talk about sending your husband out of the house, there are different ways of sending him out of the house.
True.
Sometimes, coming to Adeze's, yes, there are different ways. Sometimes you call the cops, hey, 911, come and pick this man. I feel threatened. That is one,
One way.
which is absolutely nonsense. Yes. And another one, now where this Adeze's comment comes in is like, sometimes they'll be in the house, the woman is at the better hem of affairs and she'll be like, bros, this thing is not working anymore. Please, can you leave? you know so I don't know if the perception of the viewers or people are just, hey, pack your load, or they are throwing the load out of the house. There are different ways to do the sending out. And Sometimes, like in the common hymn, by many deeds of shame, we learn that love grows cold.
Oh, come on, Tonnie.
The
Are you
love
there?
that you
Okay.
have for your husband the first time, yes, yes, I'm here. The love that you have for your husband when it was just two of you, it's not that you fell out of love, but it's totally different now after three children.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe or maybe not, she actually does not love him, or she never did from the onset. But if it was a union that God is in and they are willing to work on it, the love is not shacking the way it used to be before, but it will turn to something even more better and positive and more stronger.
Mm-hmm.
If she just says, I've fallen out of love with you, you will ask and say, can we work it out? Can we do something about it? That is not just a reason to just send someone packing. And maybe she's not in the opinion of settling things or trying to make things work, or she doesn't just want him, or she has gotten what she wanted. So there's more to that story than just what we are seeing. So many things might have gone on or is going on. And always note, the sending out of the house, there are different styles. The
Yeah.
person might just say, see, I don't want us to have a whole hula baloo, let's just part our ways, and you have to leave. That is polite enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to give a very important point, because thank you so much, Adeze, for raising this falling out of love. And I think is one area that we actually haven't mentioned, Tony, is the fact that
Yes.
the way we walk in this our abroad, Tony, my
Oh
friend.
my God.
The way we walk here is ridiculous. When I mean
it,
ridiculous, a man walk,
it's something else.
and walk, and the woman is walking and walking and walking. At the end of the day, both of you are just walking. You don't have time for yourselves.
Walk,
You don't have
time for
time for your
yourself.
children. You don't have time for any. You don't have time, and that's what brings me back to another topic, which is mental health. The level at
Health.
which
Oh
we
gosh.
that live abroad, our mental health
Hmm.
problem is
Is
too much.
is too much. It's
It's too
just too
much.
much.
I recently saw a video. I don't know if viewers, if any of you saw that video. I recently saw a video on Facebook where the title of that video was how people abroad live. The man was standing and sleeping. So
Yeah.
he has overworked in such a way that he's so tired that he's literally standing with his uniform, but he's sleeping. He's a black person and he's sleeping. That
Mm-hmm.
just painted a picture that we walk. You see, let me tell you something. If we are not careful, we that are abroad, I just pray that this talk show and other people will come up with ways on how to help black families as well. It is so that we'll be
Yes.
able to
Yeah.
reduce
Yeah.
this whole nonsense about husband sending wife and wife killing, all of that thing. We need to reduce the way we
Mm-hmm.
work. The fact that you came on a work permit does
Yes.
not mean that you should work. The fact that
Walk
the
out
fact
your
that if
life.
you go to the US, you become a registered nurse, you're going to be earning God knows what you guys earn. I don't know. Then you now want to work. You forget your role as a wife. You forget your role as
As a
a.
wife.
Why would you not fall out of love? I
Yeah.
personally think that's one of the major reason people fall out of love when they come abroad, is they don't have time for themselves. You have to be very intentional when you see this our abroad.
Intentional
This our abroad is good though, but if you're
is
not
good.
intentional about yourself, it's going to happen, because at the end of the day you're raising children. They are going to nursery.
Yeah.
You don't know your children because you're working, spending all the money for nursery people to look after your
Working.
children. Your husband is working, buying
Mm-hmm.
houses, paying mortgage and all of that. At the end of the day, you don't know your children don't know you. They grow up, they leave, and by the time they leave, because they don't have
They
any
don't come.
relationship with
Don't
you.
come back.
You and your husband are the ones left in the house. Both of you now, it now dawned on you that, you know what, now two of us dey for house, so now we remain, and
Yes.
you don't know. You basically gone apart like this.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think that's the big one when it comes to falling out of love. Too much work and not spending time with your spouses
time.
abroad.
Ye- Yes. And that is where I that's where the know your level and your class comes subs. You know, what are you trying to maintain? Is it out of your league? Are you living higher than your means?
Mm.
You need to have time for your children, because see, there's nothing that's going to hurt you more than you coming abroad and your child is useless, no matter
And
how much
Tony, the truth
money.
is that we come because of our children, no.
Our children, oh, and
We come
you
because
now
of.
work and forget to take care of the children. See, a useful child is better than any 401k or social security you can never get, because even the foreigners here, they will salute you that you did a good job. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to make time, you need to make conscious time. If you're working too much to meet up a lifestyle that you cannot afford, cut it down.
Tony, the truth of the matter is that most of us that are working and clean ourselves, it's not because we actually want to use that money on ourselves. Sometimes it's
We are
because
sending it back home.
we are sending it back home. It's going
Uh-huh.
back home. There's something you're doing back home that you may never even visit Nigeria in the next 10 years. But you're
Yes,
let
you're
me leave
building
you people.
house, you're doing this. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad to go back home and get where you're going to lay your head, but prioritize. I am a strong advocate of mental health. If your
Mm.
mental health is not intact, you cannot even serve God properly. If it's not intact, you cannot even defend yourself against some diseases or illness. You won't be in the right mental state to manage yourself, and definitely is going to affect your relationship. So you have to sit down and think, these investments I am doing, in the long run, how is it going to pay? Am I going to still have my family the way I want it? You can never eat your cake and have it. You have to, one side will have to
Sacrifice.
suffer, one side will
Mm-hmm.
have to enjoy. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to look in the long run which side will benefit me more, so that I can invest in it.
Wow. Honestly, this topic, if we continue,
It's a hot one.
we will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. But I'm so grateful that you guys are actually saying a lot of things. And Purpose, Precious
Yeah.
said, for me, I think another reason why they kick men out is because some men just don't want to embrace change. God
Embrace
bless
change.
you.
Yeah.
Come out of their comfort zone and swallow their pride and learn
Pride.
through change. Thank you so much.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
another big one. Some
That's another
Nigerian
big
men
one.
want to be Nigerian men. Some African men want to be African men. They don't want to change. They don't want to learn. They are in a different country. They don't want to learn. They don't want to. Honestly, let's not even go there. And Anu Onimole said,
They don't want to advance.
they
Yeah.
don't absolutely. Responsibilities we affect the love, but that's where friendship is more important for any
Oh,
marriage than love. Absolutely.
thank you so much.
Anybody that tells you that love is what keeps marriage, tell the person that the
Na
person is
lie.
joking. Because
And especially abroad. See, there are sometimes situations will hit you. There are sometimes it's not even about the sex. It's about what friendship you have built on. Because
absolutely.
if you lie down to do self, something will not stand because you are
Mm-hmm.
thinking of problem.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where your friendship comes to play. If you have invested a lot in your friendship, once such trial comes, people will be like, oh, this couple, they are perfect, oh, they've been going ahead and ahead, no problem. Who told you? It's just that they have a bond, they have a friendship, they know how to resolve their conflicts when it comes, and they're on the same page. They are on the same page. They've seen life in aspects and say, see, our children do not deserve a divorced parent, so we'll try as much as possible to stick together and make sure our children don't fall in the situations we see divorced parents fall in you know
Mm-hmm.
so that friendship, I know, thank you so much for that. Friendship is very, very important
Very,
when it
very
comes to
important.
marriage, and
Yeah.
yes, it's very,
and
very
and
important,
and,
guys.
and on the fine, we're just going to be rounding up now, guys. On the comment section, please keep your comments coming and keep your views coming. Please, I will also want to say that always try look after yourself while you're this our abroad.
Yes.
Spend time, look after yourself. Be intentional in terms of your relationship. Know that your marriage and your relationship is your number one responsibility. If you have a calling, you have a ministry, no, your family is your number one ministry. Your children as a man, your wife as a man is your number one ministry. Every other thing is secondary. If you're doing well at
Yes.
work, you're not doing well at home, you're a failure. As a woman, if you're
Yes.
doing well outside, everybody sees you as a what's the word they call slay queen. If you're slaying outside and in the house you're not slaying,
You're not sleeping.
you're a failure. The Bible says charity begins at home. However you want to
Yes.
make your family be, it's in your hand. It's in your
Yeah.
hand. If you want to send your husband out of the house, it's in your hand.
Yes.
No woman wakes up in the morning and throws her husband out of the house. It starts with something. If you have a problem, try to resolve it as quickly as you can, because the more you sweep it under the carpet, the more it heaps and heaps and heaps, and at the end of the day things happen. It begins to affect your mental health, it begins to affect your family, it begins to affect your children. You can't function properly. Deal with your problem the way that works for you. I would always say, don't copy me, precious, because I may come on social media, okay, and lambast my husband and say how awful he is, and I'm worshiping him at home.
At
Okay,
home.
don't copy me, because you don't know what I do at home. I used to watch a show where this lady, she's a very fierce lady, she's very strong, opinionated lady, but if you see where she worships her husband, you will say, oh my God, you will be shocked. But when you see her talking about feminism, every woman, don't allow a man to deal with you, don't do this, don't do that. Another advice that just came to my mind, I'm going to Tonnie, maybe you will talk about it, is that
Oh yeah.
women, when you see another woman telling you, my husband cannot do this,
He
my
can't carry
husband
it.
dare not do this, don't
I'm
listen
telling
to
you.
them.
Don't
Don't
answer.
listen to them. Oh, do your own thing, do what works for you. If cleaning the pool is what works for you in your home, please do it, provided you can do
Do
it.
it.
If cooking every day works for you, do it. Don't follow me, oh, that I'm eating frozen food, because that's what works for me as well. So
Of
everybody
course.
do what works for you. Forget
Works for
women that
you.
will come and be advising you, telling you all sorts in their houses. Do you know? In fact, let's not go there.
See, talking about do what works for you and whatever your friend says, or you want to listen to whatever your friend see on a packaging. Some will even tell you, oh, my husband pays me $2,000 a month.
It's a lie,
Oh,
yo.
it's a lie. Oh, my in fact, my husband is the one watching the kids when he even comes back from work, and me, I'm relaxing. It's a lie. You know, so you have to investigate properly before you take some advice. You have to look very very well. This person, this woman might be posing with an Audi. You don't know what she has gone through before she got it. And your
Absolutely.
husband that is just managing and doing warehouse job, you say, "Ha, you need to see Grace. She is driving an Audi. I need to have Audi or Porsche." It will kill you. Porsche will kill you if you don't look very well before if you don't look very well before you follow some advices. A lot of people go through. See, in America, this our winter jacket is covering so many things. When they package and bundle up, you don't know what's going on. So for the fact that you can never tell what is going on
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
home, the grass is always greener on the other side. Oh, you say my friend has bought a house. Oh, you say my friend wait for your turn. Be patient. you know no marriage, no relationship is the
That's
same,
it.
so therefore
Absolutely.
no comparison should be made.
Mm-hmm.
If you are happy for what your friend has, or you're seeing what someone has and you're happy, be grateful to God and say, my dear, I'm happy for you. And if it is what you like, you say, God, when you come to the neighborhood, bless me as well. But don't put it on your head and impose it on someone's son that has his mother and responsibility, that you must buy me a Porsche or Audi or Range Rover, and you at the end of the day you cannot change oil, and you are sitting down in the house, and you're commanding. You know get up and do something as women. Empower yourself, so
Absolutely.
that, yes, empower yourself. So even if you're not bringing $10,000 to the table, but you have something that you can do.
Wow. I'm going to read a few comments. I didn't know that I
Yeah.
missed a lot of comments. Tracy said, friendship is important. That's absolutely true. Friendship is
Yeah.
very, very important.
True.
And Tracy also said, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Oh. Very, very true, Tracy. Honestly, if you listen to them, you'll be in
Yes.
trouble. And she said, do what works for you and your household.
Your
Absolutely.
household.
Do what
Yes.
works for you and your household. On a serious packaging. On
Oh,
a
baby,
serious
I hear you.
packaging.
That
And
packaging.
Danu say pays pays me 2,000 lorry euro. Oh my god. Honestly. Um
Oh my
Thank
God.
you so much, Tracy Chap. Thank you so much for coming to support your girl. She's not only your girl, she's our girl. Thank you so much. So I really appreciate every one of you. I think we've done justice to
Yes,
this
yes.
particular topic. Like from what we've said, we did not say women should have the right to do what they want to do, and we did not say the men should do what they want to do. All we are saying is that work as a team, put God first,
Yes.
know what works for you, look after yourself, your physical health and your mental health. When you're coming, let me, I've remembered something, Tony, please, just before we go.
Yeah, yes.
We've not talked
Okay.
about poverty mindset because I
Oh,
don't,
yeah, that's a
because that's
yes,
another
yes, yes.
thing that makes
That's
women,
another thing.
that makes
Mm-hmm.
women send their husbands away. You will okay,
Yes.
let's not sound like, okay, let's not sound in a sound demeaning. There are some women that have not seen money.
At all.
They've not seen
At
money.
all.
When they come to the US, they become a nurse. They now start earning. How much do people earn, please? I don't even know.
Hmm.
How much do people earn for as
My
nurses?
dad, it depends. So it depends because we have RN, we have certified, we have the one with BSN. There are different categories of the
So
nursing.
let's
So
say
it depends
on
on what
average,
level you fall.
on average,
Let's say on average, maybe let's say $20 an hour. And even if you're making it, that is overtime, don't kill you. If you are like at the top, except 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 you are at a good, like, but if you're just the normal RN, not certified or BSc, they earn lower. And you know it's just a normal income. We call them ATM. When your wife is there, say ATM because they feel, oh, at every
okay,
time you can tap in money. But the advantage is that you have a steady income
income.
and you have a steady job. So you are very sure of, at the end of the week or 2 weeks, you'll be having like $800 or 600. That is maybe after tax,
Okay.
because
So
they'll tax
so
it before they give you your pay.
yeah. So when I say poverty mindset, let's just use a typical. Let's use Nigeria as an example. You see a typical politician, right? You cannot compare a politician who went into politics already a wealthy and a rich person to a politician who doesn't have anything. Okay, so if you compare them, you will see that the one who is already wealthy and rich, the way that person will steal will not be as much as the way the
Yes,
other
as
person
the
will
way,
steal.
yeah.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm talking. That's a typical poverty mindset. When you want to marry, because I've seen a lot of women say this, and that's one of the things that the people that talked about this topic, that's what they said, that when men want to marry, they will be in the US, be in the UK. When it's time for them to marry, they will now go and marry one village girl, one very village girl that they want to
Mm-hmm.
control. And by the time the village girl comes to the US, the village girl opens her eyes, and the village girl won't be able to take nonsense. And they were talking in that angle. Now, as a man, you're living in the UK, right? Or you're living in the
Yeah.
US, you're single, you want to get married. Marry your type.
Yeah.
Marry your type. Marry someone who has the same
The same
the same
intellectual.
at least
Capability.
a little bit. It may not be in the on the same level as in terms of
Totally,
but
yeah.
intelligent, but be have someone that you can see the potential in that person. If you go
Yes.
and marry a village girl, I'm quote and unquote a village girl that hasn't seen money, that does not know, that has not
What
experienced
dollar
life,
looks like.
what dollar looks
At
like,
all.
right? By the time that
Yeah.
girl comes to the UK and see pounds and see dollar in
Hmm.
the US, that girl we change. That girl
Yeah.
will change completely. There's no
She
two
would
ways about it.
change.
The girl will change. So that's another thing men need to be looking out for. If you know you want to marry a village girl, know what you're getting yourself into. Okay? If you know you want to
Yeah.
marry a city girl, know what you're getting yourself into, because a village girl that hasn't seen money before, when she sees money, things will change.
Ah,
Tonnie, am I
things will
lying?
change.
Please say something.
Oh, too on point, on point, on point. You're very, very on point. This is a very, very a crucial issue when it comes to selecting partners. And you hear some people when the thing is now bad, they say, "Look at you! I picked you from the gutters. I picked
Absolutely.
you as a church rat." Man, shame on you, because you think you're good and you went to pick a church rat, or you went to
Mm-hmm.
pick somebody from the gutter. So I disapprove of such statements, like totally. So you should be able to watch who you want to mingle in. Okay, now you're going to pick that person from the village and you don't expect that person to change. When you come to America and you see revolving door will just open. Wow, like angel open the door. And that person you're bringing has not even gone to bank in the city in Nigeria to see
Mm.
doors that turn around. So the difference is just too much, and it takes someone with the fear of God. I still say it takes someone with the fear of God to be at that level of
And not
poverty and
change.
come to see and not change.
And
It
not
takes,
change.
because see, America resources are everywhere. You don't need to even talk on the phone. When you dial 911, just dial the 911 and the police will find you. Does We're in a society that
Works.
works. A
Mm-hmm.
society that, yes, it is working, let me say 90 something percent, and that few percent is just because of natural lapses. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're going to pick a life partner, pick a one that will understand where you are coming from, where you understand what is going on with you. And we're not saying it's bad to go back home to pick a village girl, oh,
All of us
but
from
open your eye.
Nigeria
We come
come
from
now.
village now. Yeah, all of us, we come from village now. See us with the color our hair, but we pick the right one. You must change. You must change. You have to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's only God that is permitted to be the same yesterday, today, and forever. For a human being, you have to change.
Mm-hmm.
So don't put your mind on, oh, I'm going to bring this person and she's going to serve me. After all, she's coming from the village.
Village.
Bros, you lie. Because here there is washing machine and we cannot be scrubbing your jacket like that the way they do in Nigeria, because washing machine has different settings and you have to fit in. So poverty mentality is a lot. It has a lot to do. Even when you come to abroad and you have that, you are from a very poor family. I would say any family is poor because they have their strengths. Even the people that fry gari, the rich
Mm-hmm.
people cannot fry gari like those people down
Mm-hmm.
there. So there's always uniqueness, but maybe destiny has played a part on your family and you're not like the big ones up there. When you come here to upgrade, don't go to the shop and when you see something of $20, say, please, hey, how much is it in naira? You will never progress. So
Mm-hmm.
you won't,
That's another
you keep
side.
yes, you keep taking yourself backward. You need to evolve for better and positively and move forward. Join hands in hands with that man or that woman, and you see the sky will be your starting point.
Mm-hmm. Joy in Kiruka just said something. Not every village
Yeah,
girl does change on the negative. So I think it's about
negative, yeah.
getting a good. That's true. I
I
and
got
Tony,
there, yeah.
our husbands were here and came to carry us.
Yes,
So
carry
so
us.
so it's not like we are talking from experience. We're talking from experience We're talking from
Experience.
living in the in Nigeria, born, bred, went to university in Nigeria
University
before
in
we came
Nigeria.
here. What brought us here is marriage, right? So we
Marriage.
are
Yeah.
talking from experience. So I we understand both sides. That not every village girl is a bad. We are all village people. Not every village girl is a bad girl. But what we're trying to say is that that poverty mentality is one of the
Has
biggest apart from the identity crisis and all of that,
problem.
is one of the problem that makes a good girl. I've heard of a story where a man came back to Nigeria, married a girl, went back to not knowing that the girl already had her own plan. As soon as she went to the US with the husband, she found someone else and left her husband. And now let me tell you the truth of
See?
the matter. The husband now, this same man now came back to go and marry somebody that just finished secondary school because he is so scared of of
Of
even marrying
you don't even walk.
a good girl. So you can just see that both sides, even the village girl and the open eye girl, is just God.
Yeah, yeah. It's just God.
It's
Like
just God.
fear God at the end of the day. We should just fear God and
It's just
just
God.
try.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just to read a few comments before we go. Anu said, I don't pity men who go to bring girls from the village when the girls finally show them. The man's mentality was totally wrong in the first place,
Totally
as he
wrong.
was looking for who to control. Absolutely. Most men that
Oh
go to the
yes.
village, they look for people that they want to control. That's all. That's just why they went
Yes.
to the village.
They just still want that village life to be existing there.
Yeah, yeah. Jack said the fear of God comes first when looking for a life partner. Absolutely, the fear of God comes first. Emeka said change to good though, not picking the bad ones. Absolutely, I know this changes can be used in a good way and in a bad way. And Tracy said, fear God, though. Absolutely. Adeze said,
Yes.
a rich woman chooses to marry a broke guy. Then, when he changes, you start fighting or fidgeting. I don't know which one she's trying to say.
Jetting. Yeah,
Fidgeting, yeah. So,
fidgeting.
I think it's both ways as well. It's both ways. If you're a high
It's
flying,
both ways.
if you're a high flying woman, you now go and marry somebody that is a gates man
Yes.
just because of the bed, because of bedroom, you
Aha.
want your bedroom life to be on point.
No,
You forget that there are so many
no
things
balance.
when you come see Tony, when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
marriage, you tell them
Ah.
that bedroom, there is a time that that bedroom doesn't function
It
too
will
much.
fail
So
you. It will fail
Ehem.
you.
So so
You
you
got
have to
joke,
base
joke.
you have to base your marriage on a lot of things that are
A lot of
fundamental,
things.
not just that bedroom,
Yes.
because when you
Not
don't
that
work.
bedroom side.
Let's not go into
That's
that.
a story for
Yeah, let's not go into that. Right, guys, I'm so grateful. Honestly, it was a very, very good conversation. I've had a
yeah.
beautiful time. I've enjoyed my time with Tony. Honestly, Tony, I didn't know that you're this. I didn't know
I
that
did
you're
not
this.
get you.
Thank you so much. And in fact, Tony is going to be our US girl henceforth. Anytime there is an issue that we need to address that has to do with the
Just
US,
call me.
Tony is coming. She's going to be our US girl on this channel.
Ever
I really
ready.
do appreciate every one of you for joining us today. Please, if you've joined me and you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I have a YouTube channel where I talk about
Yeah.
family, things like this, relationship, lifestyle, and I also have talk shows. I've just started doing this chit chat something. I do talk shows where I bring professionals as well, and they teach us and a lot of things. This period, I'm talking more about pregnancy. I know somebody was asking, this is Precious pregnant? Yes, Precious is very Precious is very much
Very,
pregnant.
very
Precious is
pregnant.
very much pregnant. So I do appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Tony, thank you so much. Do you have any final words just before we go?
Um, I just want to say I'm humbled. Bringing me on your show, it means a lot, and I thank everyone that's logged on. And please subscribe to her channel. You are going to enjoy it. She
Thank
is an
you.
amazing person. And please, when you're relocating, when you're coming, in a nutshell, fear God.
Mm, mm,
Please fear
mm,
God and
mm.
just take it easy. Apply relaxer on some issues. Just take it easy. Absorb and learn.
Tracy said something. Tracy Chap said, "No, be
We
only
are
to,
all
okay." Tracy Chap, you know what? Let Tony connect you to me. We'll have a chat. Maybe next time. Maybe next time you probably
no,
come
she
on my
she
on
come
my.
like us too. She come like us too.
Are you sure?
She's a
Maybe
Belinda
next time
fan.
you're going to come on my show. Just before we go, guys. I live in the UK and I've lived for over 10 years, and Tony lives in the US. If you're planning to
Mm-hmm.
relocate to the UK, please, and you need
Yeah.
advice, please message me. If there's something
Advice.
a few people have actually messaged me on Instagram as well. If you need advice on anything, on how, just message me, okay? It will be nice for you to prepare yourself, prepare your mind on before you move. If you want to move to the US as
You
well,
move.
Tony is available. We are both on Facebook, we are both on Instagram. Message us privately. There is something that they say wetin you no go kill you, is a lie o.
You know what kill you.
No, it's a lie o. Na wetin you no know na im
Hey,
dey
they
kill
kill
you.
not
Wetin
they
you no
kill
know na
you.
im dey kill, that's what kills.
Neither
So
that.
so I would say,
Mm-hmm.
please message me, message Tony if you need any advice on relocating. And even if you want relocating to Canada as well, I've got a few friends
Mm-hmm.
as well in Canada that I
That
could
would
link you up with. Message people, speak to them before you move, so that you have an idea what's going on here. There's nothing that is as good as having a good foundation before you move to a different country.
yes.
That is going to help you. And above all, like Tony said, fear God. God first in your life, God
Mm-hmm.
first in your marriage, God first in everything you do. You cannot give what you don't have. Give yourself
Yes.
God, so that you'll be able to give people around you
Yeah.
God as well.
Yes.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I do appreciate every
Thank
one
you
of you.
so much.
And hopefully, we'll have regular chit chats like this on real life things. And hopefully, as well, you will be able to. I will find another way for you guys to be able to call in. That will be easier for you if you want to call in. And Tracy, don't worry. Don't worry, Tracy. We'll hook up. Tony's going to hook me up with you. I really want to know you very, very well before you before anything. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic evening. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend,
Yes.
and God bless you. Bye for now.
God bless all. Bye.